Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you find yourselves in this weird, wild, wacky world of ours. Welcome to another exciting installment of Darkness in Dublin. Tessa, you are awakened from your slumber by icy, cold water being thrown all over you. As in, it is freezing, and you are in a cold room to begin with, as the water washes over you, dragging you back painfully to consciousness.
She's gonna kind of like have that like body flinching reaction of start and like is like trying to sit up and move away, kind of move away from the water as she gets her eyes open and tries to figure out where she's at.
You are strapped completely naked to a chair. The chair is bolt upright, so your spine is 100% at a 90-degree angle. There is no ability for you to move. Your lower jaw has a strap around it, and your upper forehead has a strap around it. Your neck has a strap. There's a strap around your middle, and each one of your legs is strapped at both the thigh and the lower leg. There is a strap on each one of your wrists, and a strap at the elbow joint. Movement is nearly impossible, though speech can be done.
Can she see who's threw water on her?
No, you are looking at a blank white wall.
Okay, she's gonna try and like turn her head just a tiny bit to try and see more, looking out the corners of her eyes, trying to figure out like
Everything,
reasons.
everything just appears white. You see whiteness, and that is it.
Can she? How far does the familiar?
You cannot feel your
Like
familiar in
the,
this place. Everything feels dead. As a matter of fact, if you have any permanent magical effects on yourself, they feel as though they do not function. You feel as if you are as you were before you awakened. You do not feel the quintessence in your blood. You do not feel anything. You feel completely person. You feel like an ordinary human being, which is very disturbing.
she's gonna start pulling at the straps, trying to wiggle an arm free.
Okay? As you smash against the straps using all of your strength, an electric discharge rips through your body. It's incredibly painful. You feel every nerve ending fire, every synapse flare.
She is going to let out a scream through clenched teeth.
No, no, my liebchen. There's no need for that. You hear a click, click, click noise as the director walks into your line of sight. She's leaning very heavily on a cane, and she's got basically a brace on her left leg that's aiding her standing. And she says, "So fiery, so very fiery. Now then, what is your name for the record?"
Nunya.
A shock rips through your body again.
She's gonna clench teeth and try not to scream, but there'll probably be at least a deep groan coming out from it.
Oh. Now then, every time you lie, every time you are rude, you will be shocked. What is your name?
And she just tries to smile and just not say anything.
All right. Now then, you will tell me your name. I don't suppose that ordinary pain will work on the likes of you. I don't think it will. However, this will. You see her press a button on a control panel that she takes from her belt, and the wall moves forward. The wall appears to move forward for a moment. What it is a panel moving out from the wall as it splits aside, and you see a window into another room. A room that is grey, slate grey. And you see a man walk into the room dragging your work friend, dragging a girl who works in the shelter with you, Simone, in by her hair. The director says, "You will tell me her name, or she will die."
Her name's Simone.
No, your name. I know her name.
Is Nunya.
Oh, is your last name Business by any chance?
She's gonna give a slight nod.
Oh dear. Dear, dear, dear. She will press another button, at which point you see the man raise his fist and start to pummel the woman, breaking the bones in her face with his fist as the fist descends over and over and over again.
Starts doing that. She's gonna start trying to thrash free. Fine, I'll tell you my name. Leave her alone. Jesus, you guys are fucking monsters.
We are not the reality deviants here.
You seem to be monsters to me.
What is your name?
Tessa Corinne.
Good. She presses a button. You see the man very calmly nod as he withdraws his gun and shoots her through the head.
She is trying so hard to break these bonds.
As you do, the electricity continues to course through your body to the point that your muscles will start.
She's gonna try and pull through that pain until her muscles just give out.
Yeah, basically, have you ever actually been electrocuted?
Yes.
Okay, so basically, what will happen is your muscles will eventually go into spasm, but then they'll clench so tightly that you will essentially lock up. And she says, "No, no, 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 that's not how this works." She will walk over and she will physically sit in your lap, smiling. "So, my darling Tessa, you are going to tell me what it is that makes you you. Who for your pet?"
My mom's a whore and my dad's a drug dealer.
So much hatred. So much hatred. Oh dear, dear, dear. Now then, let us see. She concentrates for a moment and presses her hand to her implant temple. Tessa, you feel the restraints slip away from you, but then again, you're falling. You're not physically in the chair anymore. You are standing. What would Tessa's worst memory be?
Worst memory. Worst memory. Probably getting knocked around when she tries to stop her dad from beating up her mom.
Okay. You see your father, you smell the alcohol on his breath. As your mother's limp body lies at his feet, you run at him and shriek, "No, no, don't hit my mom." He bats you away and you fly across the room. He was so strong, or at least he was then. You see your mother limply, meekly cry as his foot descends on her chest. You run again, and yet nothing. You see her cry out in pain and know that you're too weak to stop it.
She's gonna grab something and hit him with it.
Your hands go through whatever it is you grasp for, as if you weren't there, just a specter.
Okay, mind games. Okay, we can do this. Mind games. kind of mind games do you want to play?
So you've gone really, really crackly again. So whatever you did last time to fix it, if you could do it again, that would be helpful because I couldn't understand your last statement.
Hello? Is that better?
That's better. Yeah.
She said,
Well,
okay, mind games. Mind games, that's what you want to play. All right. What kind of mind games do you want to play then?
you don't hear an answer. As a matter of fact, you will relive this memory dozens, if not hundreds of times. You will see your mother's blood fall from her mouth. You will see the tears caress her cheeks. You will feel pitied. You will feel piteous and helpless 1,000 times. You see it from every angle, every humiliation, every time this has happened to your mother plays back in real time over and over again. You feel the same emotions you did as a child every single time. Before, more times than you can count. Days of this, weeks even. You find yourself sitting back in the chair. Wasn't that a fun little excursion?
She twitches an eye in her direction. You know, I expected more from you.
Oh, you did. My apologies. Have I not met your expectation?
You're very far from meeting those. I guess you are just a failure like the rest of your people.
Oh, you call me a failure. That is amusing. So, tell me, what about your little sisterhood, the lesbian alliance? What have they ever done for you, other than told you to defend the weak, the pathetic, the downtrodden? They limited you, they made you into one of their little lapdogs. And for what? Women still get raped every day. Men will always stamp them down. And yet, here you stand, still their defender, still their faithful dog.
What is it with you jackasses and calling women dogs? To get out there and like change up your verbiage because that aired story is done. Move on. Get over yourself. I fight because I choose to. I choose to try and make things better. I choose not to be somebody's little bitch forced to do something. I choose to make this world a better place.
Okay.
They don't make me do anything.
What is your character's willpower, please? Again.
Roll something for you, or
Oh, sorry, I asked, what is your willpower?
I said 6.
Oh, I didn't hear you, sorry. My apologies. Can you please roll me 5 dice? Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And 1, 2, 3.
Un momento, por favor. Do, 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 do. Huh. Okay. You will lose 2 points of willpower. Temporary points of willpower as they're burned away from you. You feel weakened as you think about self-doubt fills your mind. You feel clouded and hazy. You start to think about statements like, yes, I fought so many battles, but have they really done anything? Have I really achieved my goals? Ultimately, am I always destined to fight the losing battle? You are racked with doubt. The subdirector will smile, or the director will smile and stroke your face. You could bite her hand if you really wanted to.
Oh, can I? I will. I will bite her hand.
Okay. You sink your teeth into her hand as she smiles, and you basically you bite down onto hard metal. And
Still
she
gonna try and
says,
rip.
"Okay." Several of your teeth shatter as you attempt to one of them catches some kind of metal screw or rivet as you're dragging your teeth through them, and it shatters the tooth out. That hurts like hell. She smiles and she says, "Do you really think I would give you something you could latch onto? My arm I gave up for science long ago. How pathetic. See, I called you a dog, and you bit my arm, or you bit my hand. So you literally bites a hand that feeds you now. Poor pup."
You don't feed me shit, bitch.
I So, she says, she leans in and whispers in your ear. You can't turn your head to this angle to bite her. She will say,
Can I hit her with my head? Like headbutt her?
"No, your head actually has a strap right at your forehead, and they're actually metal fixture. They're actually metal fixings. So you'd only be headbutting the metal placement if you get me."
Okay.
Um, she will lean forward and she'll say, "Now then, how about this?" She presses the control button again. Do you remember the little boy who defended his sister?
Mm-hmm.
He is brought into the room next. Once again, he's dragged literally on the ground, kicking and screaming by his hair. What a spirited boy. Do you want to save his life?
Are you just gonna kill him if I do what you tell me to anyways?
She smiles and she says, maybe I will. Ultimately, I have the power here, Tessa. You merely have to accept that. You are powerless.
She does not like that answer. That is not an answer she wanted right now. Because it's far too true. And she knows it's true.
She presses a button on her wrist, and the boy is brought into the room. The director will smile very sweetly, and she'll kneel down and she'll say, "Oh, such a big man. And what is your name?" Um, my name is Stephen, miss. I don't know why I'm here. They said something about a medical checkup. Oh, yeah. Don't worry, my brave little soldier. It will all be fine. He doesn't seem to notice you where you are, for the record. Just in case you want
She's
to call
staying
out or shout or
she's staying quiet because she's worried that this woman's gonna do something that she doesn't want her to, as it is.
like
So
what?
she doesn't know at this point, but she's hedging her bets because she doesn't trust this woman because this woman is a bad person. She is a liar and a monster. and she is trying to figure out how to get through this.
Okay. Now then, I will send you. Now then, you will be a good boy, and you will look through the window for a few moments, yeah? The boy will nod. She say, "Good. When you're done, we'll see about getting you a soda or something, yeah? Good, good." At which point, you once again look through the glass. You see his sister brought in. His sister, who is still covered in the bruises from her beating. And you see the director stroking the boy's head. She says, "Oh, that is your sister. Yes, she is, of course, going to get her own examination. Won't that be fun?" What you next see is a perfect replica of Tessa enter the room through the glass panel. And you see her, without a word, walk up and start to physically assault the young lady, as in she punches her down. You hear her screams and wails and cries of why, as the boy starts to smash his little fist on the window, screaming, "Tessa, I thought you were my friend."
Oh God. She's pretty sure that she's blocked out through whatever magic this woman has, techno magic, whatever she wants to call it. But she is angry. If she can move again, she's probably going to start pulling against these things, trying to wiggle free.
You see the woman is left as a blood-stained. She's not dead. You can still see her breathing as your replica leaves the room. At which point the director says, "Oh no, this is so. Oh no, this is so horrible." There's genuine emotion in her voice, or what sounds like genuine emotion, and she says, "Come, my boy, we must go to your sister immediately." At which point, they both enter the room. You see them kneel over the girl, and the director ushers in some of her men. At which point, you see them drag or lift gently the young lady out of the room. Before a few minutes later, the director re-enters the room. As she re-enters the room, your cuffs click off. You are free.
And she can move.
You can move.
You know, she doesn't have magic on her side. Whatever they have is suppressing that.
She can cast
Can she
Fist.
feel her magic again?
No, you still can't feel your magic. You can feel your physical, as I say, your physical being does not appear to have been altered or hampered. You still feel physically fit.
Got a brace. She's hurt. Okay, so in that case, yeah, she's gonna go for it. She's gonna. Oh God, is she? She knows if she attacks this woman, she's probably gonna get the shit kicked out of her or die. Trying to get out of here.
However, this is the only great chance she has.
She's gonna lunge at her.
You're not going to. Okay, Natalie, you're not going to need to roll any dice. Just describe to me cinematically what you do.
She lurches from the chair as fast as her body will move, with an elbow strike right to the woman's throat.
Okay. She will proceed to start coughing and spluttering as she drops to one knee.
She then grabs the back of her head and slams her face down as she raises her knee up.
Okay. You see the face impact the metal flooring. Blood starts to spill.
Does she have her cane still?
The cane is in one hand.
And she hasn't fought back.
No.
She's going to take a quick half glance around the room, like seeing if there any of her clothes or anything is in here.
No. It's just you and her in the room. And a chair.
Is there a door?
Not that you can see. There's one through through basically the walls open up and form their own kind of doorways, but then they close. So she walked through one of those, and there's a room on the other side that you can still see the doorway that you can still see the open paneled window of.
Can she make her way in there?
The doors closed. There are no open doors in the panel itself. It's some kind of glass. You could try and break through the glass if you wanted
She's gonna
to.
grab the cane and start busting the glass with it.
Okay. As the cane leaves the hand, by the way, it vanishes in midair as if it was never there.
Is the chair bolted down?
I was going to continue. You look down and you see the fact that it is the bloody remains of the boy at your feet.
She's gonna stagger backwards, probably until she hits a wall, and
You are
just kind
covered.
of.
You were kneeling in his blood.
She's going to move to the farthest point in the room from his body. Fucking with my head. Oh, God, with my head. Okay, I can't trust anything I see. Okay. Need to focus.
You are assaulted by dozens of voices in your mind. Many different faces, as if looming from nightmare, shout, "Help me, Tessa!" The people you care about, the people you love, you hear them shout out your name, but you're not there to save them. You always had to be there to save them. You always had to be the one who was brave, but you're not there. You hear them all around you. You start to see them. You start to see them, their physical forms, people you've loved, even if they're long gone, long dead, hands extended, crying out, "Save me, Tessa!" And you feel each one of their pain and each one of their fright. You feel the longing that they have for just one person to take their hand and save them from this horrible fate, this nameless fate, this fate that devours them all. Can you please roll me another 5d5, please?
5d5?
Oh, 5d10. Blah. D5s don't exist in this system, ever.
83844.
Okay. Please lose an additional 4 points of temporary willpower. This is really starting to get to you.
I am now at 0 willpower.
Proceed to have a breakdown. How would you like to break down?
With crying, feeling like she's failed, and then turn into anger. She's gonna start smashing the window with her hands or the chair to get out of here.
Okay.
The chair if it's not bolted down, her hands if it is.
The chair is bolted down, but you basically punch the chair, which is made of metal, until it starts to dent, and you feel your knuckles break and dislocate. You'll probably take at least one lethal to each hand, but you don't care. You just keep punching. You can't feel. You shouldn't feel. Why are all these feelings here? You were so good when you had a purpose, when it was just you and the bad guys and the night and making sure that women got home okay. But no, this is not what it was meant to be. You're not. This is wrong. This is all wrong. Everything's broken. You will eventually kind of curl up in a ball at the foot of the chair, hand still bleeding. Then you hear the kind of it's kind of a crack hiss noise. You know the kind of noise Star Trek doors make when they open.
Mm-hmm.
As you hear the German voice again say, "Oh, she's calm now. Pick her up, put her back in the chair. We'll begin again."
She's gonna struggle. She's not gonna make it easy for them.
That's fine. Hell, I'll even say, feel free to kill one of the lab techs in as brutal a way as you can with your bare fists.
Kill him. She wants to incap him.
Okay, how do you want to incap him?
Good hit to the back of the head will knock most people out.
Okay, one goes down like a sack of potatoes, for the other two grab your arms and wrestle you back into the restraints. You don't have the energy to fight anymore. You feel sapped, you feel dead, you feel numb. Now then, my dear, I wish we had more time. I've delicate in pulling you to pieces and seeing what happens then. But I don't possess the time right now. So, look into my eye. Shh.
She does not make eye contact with her. She is going to.
I'm going to say right now, based on your lack of willpower, what she does, she's actually mind fucking you at this point to obey. And when you've got, can you resist when you've got 0 willpower?
She's just looking down, like not at her, just like defeated.
That's fine.
It's not I'm not looking at you because I'm being defiant. It's I'm not looking at you because I have nothing to fight with at the moment.
You feel her lips
If that makes
kiss
sense.
you on. You feel her lips kiss you on the cheek, and everything inside you feels disgusted with yourself. As she says, "Now, then, let us see. Shh. Go to sleep. When we have need of you, you will know." You feel sleep take you. It's a blessed oblivion at this point. Oh God, you needed sleep. Sleep is good. When you wake up, Tessa, you will wake up in your own bed. Your willpower will be fully restored. You will have no injuries to your hands. It is as if nothing has happened.
Does she remember being there or no?
No. The last thing you remember is you remember a brief scuffle with the technocrats as they dragged you out of Maeve's home. You also don't remember anything about the cat or Maeve being technocratic agents. What you do remember is you remember being dragged onto a transport with a number of technocrats. You remember them, basically, it was like some kind of Humvee or armored car that they possessed. You remember them, and you remember managing to, as they were passing out of Dublin, you remember fighting your way out. You remember blood, you remember punching people, you remember the sickening sound of necks being cracked and broken, and you remember getting free, and you remember zigzagging your way back to your apartment and falling asleep. But you freed yourself from those filthy technocrats.
She's just gonna lay there. See what time it is.
About 10 o'clock in the morning. If it helps, you hear from the foot of your bed, I am led to understand you had an interesting evening.
She kind of sits up and looks.
There's Dragon.
Yeah, the technocrats tried to grab me. Oh.
I took the liberty of putting your bloody clothes in the washing machine.
Oh, thank you.
Mm.
Did you just leave them there, or did you actually start it?
I just left them there. It has a knob. I'm not good with knobs.
Chuckles softly.
I will accept tribute of bacon now.
Tribute of bacon. Okay, and she's gonna get up and go and cook some bacon.
Okay, I think that with that we can end our scene. I have some notes to give you afterwards. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another scene in Darkness in Dublin, where apparently you do not want to go to the White Room. You never want to go to the White Room.